I wonder a lot about like when when did it become bad to like start asking questions, or like, I guess the better way to put it would be, when did we become a people that decided not to ask questions and just take things for what they are and not ask, why do we have to do this, or why are things this way? Just why do we become so accepting of certain things without ever wanting to question why it is the way that it is? I think that especially recently, I've been thinking a lot about like, bro, I have, you have, and I have no say as to whether or not you want to be born into this world, what country you want to be born into, what parents you want to be born into, so on and so forth. But at least from this perspective, at least from the American perspective, now some people may view these as like third world problems. I wouldn't view it that way. And I also think that, if you're living in a different country, similarly, this stuff still applies to you, even if like directly what I'm saying may not apply. Which is like, you still have to, you're born into this world, and at least from this perspective, you're assigned a number, and that number contains everything it is there. That number defines you and everything it is that there is to know about you, from the moment that you're born up until, and even after, in some cases, the moment that you die. And then in between that, you have to grow up, learn, become sentient, get an education, so on and so forth. And then you have people who are like, you go to school, you get an education, you get a job, you get married, have the kids settle down, whatever. And I'm starting to realize, especially a lot of the times from like the people, the people that are high up, like the really like quote unquote successful people. And I'm not saying that like you shouldn't want to be successful or like in those eyes, like when I say successful, I'm talking about like, like people who are like millionaire, multimillionaire, businessman, entrepreneurial, like those types of people. I'm not talking about like celebrities and all of that stuff. But like in those types of circles, you see them like, they get married, they have a family, they continue the bloodline and everything, and then they'll also tell you like, hey, this is what you want to do if you want to be successful and shit. And it's just like, okay, but success, that's your definition of it, And I think that a lot of people, their definition of success is like, oh, I want to get a high paying job and have a lot of money and have a lot of kids, or maybe not a lot of kids, because people don't even want to have kids these days, but like, those types of things. I want to have the big house, the nice car, the perfect family, all of that shit. And if that's what you want, that's fine. But like, what if to other people their definition of success is different? And that's the point that I'm trying to get to, is like, I think that a lot of people, in the grand scheme of things, success only looks a certain way to a majority of people. I would say about 70 to 80% of people would define success as that. And it's just like, okay, well, what if that's not what success means to you? And if that's not what success means to you, then in that case, now you want to formulate your life towards what success means to you, or what having a fulfilling life would mean to you. But in that same breath, or on that same step, by doing that, now you look like an outsider to everybody else. Because if 75 to 80% of people define success as, oh, you gotta go to school, get you a good entry-level job, work your way up the corporate ladder so that you can eventually become, whatever it is that you want to be in corporate America. And then you have, and most people are working towards that. And then you have the other, 20% of people that are like, okay, well, I don't want to do nothing like that. Like, success to me would look like, working a regular job. Maybe you want to go to, maybe you want to be a plumber. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not laughing to say that's bad, but like, maybe you just want to be a plumber and make your 70, 80K a year, whatever the case may be. Have a majority of your, not even, I know plumbers are on call, but like, you don't want to work more than 40 plus hours, or you don't want to work 60 hours per week to be a CEO of some Fortune 500 company. You would rather work like 25, 30 hours, maybe a week, maybe even less than that, and spend a majority of the time with your family or with your loved ones, or like actually doing stuff with like that would have you feeling fulfilled. But because a majority of people, and especially now in the age of social media too, because social media also ties into this, but now because a majority of people don't view success that way, when they look at you, one of two things will happen, or at least one of two things will happen that I'm seeing, which is that, number one, you kind of find it hard to relate to people, because all the people that you meet are living their lives in such a way that they want to do X, Y, and Z, but you want to do A, B, C. So because X, Y, and Z is not as important to you as the majority of people that are around you, you find it hard to relate to them, or you don't even really want to be around them in the first place, because you're like, bro, these types of people, like, and I'm not saying that what they want to do is bad, but it's like your way of thinking and what you want to do does not align with theirs. So because what you want to do and what's important to you does not align with them, now you're trying to find people that what you want to do and what feels important to you, what ABC is. Ooh. So now you want to find people that like more aligned with you and ABC, what ABC is. You want to do ABC. You don't want to do XYZ. But it's hard to find people that want to do ABC, because a majority of people are already hardwired to do XYZ. And not only are they hardwired to do XYZ, they don't even question the fact of why they want to do XYZ. It's just as if, like, you meet people and they're like, okay, I want to work up the corporate ladder or something, or I want to do this. And it to you, it just sounds like all the same repeated drivel that you've heard all throughout your life. And it's just like it feels as if you're just listening to the same person in a different font. And it's like, bro, why am I surrounding myself? Why do I feel as if I'm surrounded by all of these types of people who don't seem to have the same type of interest that I do? you know? And then it kind of drives you into a place of like isolation. Maybe not isolation. Maybe isolation is a bit extreme. But it kind of drives you into a place of feeling as if like, okay, well, like, where's my tribe? Where's my group? Where do I belong? That's the best way I could put it. Where do I belong? Because I obviously don't fit in with the XYZ people, and the ABC people are few and far in between. To the point where, do they even exist? And a lot of times too, you don't even see them. You don't even see the ABC people in real life. You see the ABC people on social media. So it's like, or maybe not even just social media, but you see them out, or you see them and you just like, this person, these people, you don't even know them. So it's like, how do I even break into that group or into that circle? Because I don't even know these people. But the people that I do know are the XYZs, that want to do all of this shit. That's not really important. So now it feels as if like, you're alone, kind of. And maybe you don't feel alone. Maybe you feel as if like, oh no, I'm good. Like, I got my people. But I just feel as if like, I just think that there's so many people in this life that are just like constantly like you're not even there. You're not even living life. You're just watching yourself live life every single day. Like, are you presently living, or are you just going through the motions every single day? I feel as if most people are just going through the motions every single day. Like, and I've been thinking about this for so long, and I feel as if like, is there something wrong with me mentally? And like, even when I say what I'm about to say, I don't even say it to like shit on jobs or anything like that. But it's like, do you, as a person, as a human being, does it make sense to you that you should work a majority of your life to the point where out of the year you probably working you probably working a majority of the year, and then they say, hey, you get 2.5, 3 weeks of vacation, PTO, whatever. And in some cases, they don't even give you that up front. They hit you with the, oh yeah, you got to be here for at least 6 months or whatever. And then after you've been employed for like 6+ months, then you get the PTO, which I get it from like a business owner perspective, because you don't just want to hire somebody and then they taking their PTO and then they leaving and all of that stuff. You paying them to not even do work. So I mean, I get it from that perspective. But like, and when I say these things, I feel as if when I say these things, people look at me and they'll probably be like, oh, he just doesn't want to work. He's lazy. And that's not even what I'm saying. Not even saying I'm not even saying I don't want to work, or that people shouldn't work themselves. But what I'm saying is like, does it never actually cross your mind to think that, I'm going to, because a lot of people, and because me personally, I wouldn't do this. But a lot of people would be like, because you want to stay in one place. You know, uncertainty is something that like really fries people to the point where like, if you don't know what's coming tomorrow, it scares you. So you would rather know what's coming tomorrow than test the unknown and take the risk and do something yourself. But I'm gonna sit here for the next 40 some years of my life doing this, taking vacations maybe twice a year, at the discretion of my employer, because I have to do it when they say it's okay. I can't even do it when I want to. It has to be when they think, when it's okay for them, because they have a business to run and I'm a cog in that. So I have to do it based off of when it's convenient for them. And then I'm just gonna repeat this cycle because here's also the thing. Especially now in today's age, because a lot of people are really getting mad comfortable just having kids. I'm not saying you shouldn't have kids or whatever, but a lot of people is just getting mad comfortable just having kids. When you're doing this, when you have the longer this goes on and the more and more responsibilities you accumulate, now it becomes harder to even get out of there. You know, like, I go to work and I see the people that I work with, the people who have been there longer than me, the people who are above me, and I see how they talk about their lives, how they hate it, how they hate what they do, and all of this shit. But you got 3 kids and a mortgage and 2 car payments. So it's like, what's your alternative? You're stuck. You have to be there because there's so much riding on you at this point. And I feel like I'm saying this and I sound pissed. I'm not even mad, but it's just like, I see that and it depresses me, because it's like, bro, if I decide to like just be comfortable and stay here and do this and be like you, am I gonna grow in the next 20 years and be like you? Like, I'm in this bit and I'm hating my life and I'm just hating myself because I'm like, bro, what did I do here? Like, what am I doing? And it's like, you're doing that. And I get it. Like, some people, you know, you come here, you want to build a better life and provide for your kids and everything like that. Like, some people, like, the circumstances are different. But what I'm specifically talking about is to the people who, like, you know, the circumstances is good for you. Like, maybe you came up in a 2-parent household, maybe a single-parent household, but like, you grew up, like, your parents put you through school and everything, and now, like, instead of, you know, wanting more for yourself, you just want to repeat the same cycle that your parents did. No disrespect to the parents and no disrespect to them, but it's like, bro, do you want to just live that same life? And I feel as if whenever I can't express that to anybody, or like, I can, but like, I really be only having these conversations with the bros, because I feel as if I have conversations like this with people who don't know me for real, or people who I'm not close with, they're gonna be looking at me like, oh, this guy, something's wrong with him. He might be lazy. I think he just don't want to work for real. I think he just don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, nah. I live on this earth and I have to work for an idea, a concept that doesn't even exist, money, because money's not even a real thing, but I have to work for that just to survive, just to sustain myself, just to keep this heart beating in my chest. I have to do this. And it's like, and that's the part of it that doesn't make sense to me. We have abundant resources on this earth. All of this, the earth is overpopulated and we gotta, bro, mind you, it's only a specific demographic of people that will say that too, by the way. It always be those higher up type of guys, like the Bill Gates and all of them, and like the World Economic, all of these globalist type dudes, globalist elite type of people that be issuing that type of rhetoric. Oh, the world is overpopulated, we're running out of resources, and y'all just eating it up. We have an abundant amount of resources on this earth for people to be able to survive without having to toil, but all of it is behind a wall, and they're saying, oh, you got to pay for it. You gotta pay for it because you gotta pay somebody else to be able to give it to you. It's trees all outside right now, bro. If you were to go to an apple orchard, somewhere where they grow apples, I don't know where they could be growing apples at, or like maybe like a peach orchard or a peach field in Georgia, or an orange farm in like Florida or something, and you were to go on there and pick an orange or pick a peach or something, you may have people out there trying to arrest you, talking about, oh, you're taking somebody else's property or whatever. Bro, these are peaches. These are oranges. They come from the earth. I can get me a seed and plant this stuff in my own yard and do this. But I can't just go to the peach field and pick a peach because somebody else has already claimed the land or like the tree or whatever. See, somebody's gonna watch this and be like, bro, that's just capitalism. That's just the way that things work, you know. But it's like, bro, that idea to me just doesn't make sense. What do you mean that's just the way that it works? What do you mean that's just the way that it works? That's just the way that things are. What do you mean? Somebody had to put that system in place and convince you that it's real and convince you that that's reality for you to just be like, oh, that's just the way. Bro, if I were to pick up this can right here and I was to shotgun it, and you would be and you had never seen somebody pop a top like this before, and I was just to put it in there, shotgun it, and tell you, oh yeah, that's how you're supposed to drink it, and you just see everybody around you doing that. And so you just be drinking it like that, and then one day you decide, actually, you know what, nah, like I could really just pop this cap right here and drink it from here. Now you do it, and now everybody else looking at you like, bro, why you drinking it like that, bro? Shotgun it like the rest of us. I don't want to be like the rest of you though. Plus, what the rest of you are doing doesn't even make logical sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Why would I shotgun it when I could just pull up the top, pop the top, and drink it like that? But I feel as if like I be saying this stuff, bro, and people just thinking I'm fried or something. Like, bro, what's I said it multiple times. Oh, what's wrong with this guy? Bro, there's something really, really wrong with this earth. And I don't like the fact that people just don't ask questions. People just glide idly by. When they talk about ignorance is bliss, people say ignorance is bliss. That is so true. Because the more and more I ask questions, sometimes this stuff sends me into depression when I be having to think about this stuff. Because I'm like, bro, this stuff really just don't make sense. But like, I'm still going to ask questions regardless. Because I can never just do something because somebody told me that I'm supposed to do it. Bro, who are that? Like, one, I'm gonna hit you with the Escanor, bro. Who decided that? Dead ass. Who decided that? Who decided that this is the way that things were going to be? And whoever did decide that, why did nobody ever come up to them and be like, nah, bro, you can't do that. Or like, we could do this instead. They do. But those ideas don't gain enough traction because reality has already been etched into your mind that this is the way that things are supposed to be. Don't break yourself out of this box, bro. Stay in the box. Stay in the box and don't ask questions. I'm telling you, gotta start asking more questions. Gotta start diving deeper into shit. What do you mean this is the way that things are supposed to be? What do you mean this is the way that I'm supposed to live my life? It's my life, bro, not yours. Why do I have to do what you say I have to do because you say it's best for me? And I'm not talking about stuff in terms of like breaking laws or doing something to harm people, obviously. But it's like, people will tell you what is the best thing to do for your life when their life that you want to live is not. When people will tell you the best thing to do for your life, but in all actuality what they're telling you is what the best thing to do for their life is. Because People will only give you their perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be a professional athlete, right? And you talk to somebody who worked their whole life to be a professional athlete and it just didn't work out for them, so now they're doing something else. Now you be like, oh bro, how do I make the pros? A lot of people like that. Now there may be some people that'll tell you, okay, this is what you got to do, but a lot of people like that'll be like, oh man, only less than 1% of people are professional athletes. You better off just studying and doing this, which is cool. Like, yeah, of course, get your education, but like, you see how people will like project their own ideas onto you. Like, you're not even thinking about less than 1% of athletes actually make it. You're thinking about, how can I make it? But now you asking this person, how can I make it? And because they didn't make it, they're gonna tell you, oh yeah, what you're doing is really hard to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, I get that, bro, but I ain't asking you to tell me how hard it is. I'm asking you to tell me, how can I get there? But you gotta ask somebody that's actually doing it right now, because they'll actually give you the blueprint as to what to do, because they actually know. And I think that a lot of people as well, you're taking advice from people who aren't living the life that you want. So of course they're not going to tell you how to live the life that you want. They're going to tell you how to live the life that they have. But I don't know, bro. I need to go. It's almost 30 minutes, bro. I need to go work out. So I'm going to talk later.